the soul, it is who you are at the core, could be one of the characteristics. And then what's happened in the modern world is this fog that's built up around it, and then that's just been stacked and stacked, and that fog represents the difference between maybe the soul and your conscious self is the weight of is the weight of existence.
So what you carry, that weight that you carry in your life, is everything between who you think you are and who you actually are. That gap is a big weight that you carry on your shoulders.
That's a good way to put it. Who you think you are versus who you actually are. Yeah, because the soul is who you actually are your roots, or your core. And this thought about yourself, I think the weight of existence, it can be these desires. I think there could be a link there. Does the caveman in the tribe, does he have a pure soul?
No, not by default. Because as much as times then were less like stimulating than the technologically powered world we live in today, there were still ways that he could be spiritually driven off the proper spiritual path. You know, if he was a high status male, say, in that hierarchy, he might have the opportunity to cheat on his wife or the mother of his children. He might have the opportunity to worship evil spirits, murder people, right? Go and pillage other villages. There are so many things that could have taken him off the spiritual straight and narrow path. It wouldn't be things like we have today, but it would still be things there. And perhaps we can maybe think about religion as a formulated recipe to how to not do that was built, thousands of years ago, written by different people in different parts of the world. But maybe the fundamental purpose of religious texts and religious stories was to give people a way to understand how to stay on the spiritual path and how to connect with who you really are and not be distracted by evil and deceit and resentment. Because the core things that draw you away from, that weaken that connection with your soul, so to speak, are the sort of foundations behind the things that happen today. The deceit, the evil things, like doing things to harm somebody, whether it's leaving a comment on somebody's post that's harmful or sending them an angry DM or whatever it is, right? We can still manifest those same, like, more primitive ways of coming off the spiritual path, but they're just sort of manifested in a different way because of how technological our world is, if that makes sense.